We mentioned in previous videos for Tilray that 1150 was going to be a key level for us in here to hold. Now, last week, going into this week, we did not get a confirmation of that hold. That is evident by what happened in pre-market today, where we got up close to it, sitting at there at the 1134s. But then as we opened up at 9:30, everything just kind of pulled back, consolidated, and then we got an even bigger pullback as we worked ourselves into close. So now the question is, what is going to happen going forward? Well, actually, we breached another key level in here today. That's 1080. That's going to be that 9-day EMA. That was a level that was breached in here. So not only did the 1150s not hold from last week into this week, now we got a breach below that 1080 level. So those are going to be our first major resistances in here going forward. The 9-day EMA sitting currently at 1080, and then above there we're looking at the 1150. Those are going to be our major levels that we do need to breach in here before year's end to get a nice confirmation of a bullish trend in here. Now, to the downside, what are we looking at? Well, that is going to be the question, because there's really not a whole lot in here to save us, right? You're going to have a little action right here, right at that $10 psych level, but then below there, it's going to be nice whole numbers, 9, 8, working ourselves down into either this lower trend line or the 750 area here. So the question is, will the 10 hold some footing or find some footing in here for us? Or we have to eventually come back down here and kiss this lower trend line before we get another leg up. You can see in the past that multiple red days in a row, or I guess multiple red weeks in a row, is nothing new for Tilray in here. So coming back down here in 4 or 5 weeks just to hit this lower trend line is nothing new for Tilray if we do need to do that. But since we had such good volatility in our options coming in here in the past 2 weeks or so, it would be nice to get a confirmation of a hold in here of that $10 level and then work our way higher. But again, we're going to let the chart kind of dictate those things and let the options overall net flow and the open interest and the put call ratio kind of determine things to the upside or downside in here. Now, as far as our expected move, you have right around a 71-cent expected move priced in by this Friday. So you're basically probably going to get about $1 move. So we're going to probably overshoot it by about 30 cents. So basically put in $1 tolerance here or there. So high, low in here. So about 1140 to about 940 could be basically be on the table before Friday's close. So we're going to see what happens in here if that $10 level is going to be confirmed as a support, or we're just going to kind of consolidate, right, for the next 3 or 4 trading sessions in here, especially on a shortened week. Maybe consolidation in here and a hold of that major key level in here, the $10, or do we have to go back to try to find some footing at the 9? Not quite sure, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on a short week. Our volume is going to be relatively lean compared to where it was the past 2 weeks, especially with our options volatility being the way it is as well. So let's see what happens in here. We're looking at 1080, and then we're looking at 1150 to the upside, downside 10, 9, 8, working ourselves down to this lower trend line, or the 750. You have about a 71-cent expected move priced in right now by your options traders, but don't be surprised if we get about $1 or $1 and some change move between now and Friday's expiration. So let's see what's happened. Let's see what happens overall in Tilray on this shortened week. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.